Well, hello again, and welcome to Roland's Reviews. Back by popular demand. Hi, Mo Dollars. How you doing? Uh, you have requested it, and she is back. Mrs. Rhonda Morrison, also known as Miss Spicy. She's back to share some information with you again. Uh, Author, retired educator, real estate agent, you name it, she does it all. Okay. So she wears many, many hats. Okay. So wanted her to come in. We've talked about some educational topics before, and school is just starting. We've been in school a couple of weeks, depending on where you live. Hi, Rhonda, how you doing? It just depends on where you live, but most schools started, some after Labor Day, whatever the case may be. So we wanted to talk about how you doing, Veronica, Mo Dollars, everyone who's coming in. We wanted to talk about some of the factors that lead to teachers leaving the profession. Now, a lot of you, several of you see the videos that go viral on social media. We all do, where students are attacking teachers, and a lot of this stuff stems from cell phones. Oh, bless you.
Thank you.
And all right, she's okay. So I see, and she also, we both see some of the same videos that you see. And so how or why should teachers be expected to endure the, verbal, physical, emotional abuse for such a low pay? So there are many reasons why teachers are leaving the profession. They're leaving in droves. And we wanted to go over some of those points, and possibly, we know you can't change the entire situation, but you can change your children that are in your home, or your grandchildren that may possibly have access to. So just wanted to go over some of these points. Miss Spicy, I'm going to go ahead and let you get started, and then I'll go over some statistics and some of the primary reasons that teachers are leaving. How you doing, Golden Nova? Go ahead, Miss Spicy.
Well, there are three. The top three reasons that teachers are leaving the profession is the workload, student behavior, and lack of support especially from administration.
Facts.
And I wanted to talk a little bit about the workload.
Okay.
Now, I worked with Roland at a high school, and also I wanted to see what was going on down below. So I went and worked at an elementary school for 2 years, and then I worked at a middle school for 1 year.
Right.
And let me tell you, high school is the easiest.
It is
because they actually get a if you're on block schedule, you get a 1.5 hour planning period, and very few times will they ask you to come into a meeting or something. But on the elementary and middle school level,
right,
you still by state mandate, you're still supposed to get a planning period. But planning period was set for they had all these other different activities, all of these meetings, short workshops, and other things. You were either meeting with the person that you're a team with, your whole grade, or sometimes even the whole school. But there was always something for you to do during your planning period. And so what they expect for us to do for the low pay they give us is to actually plan at home. So you're supposed to plan at home. You're supposed to check all your papers at home. You're supposed to do everything at home.
Right.
So people are rushing in the morning at the crack of dawn trying to get to the copy machine because they've been planning at home, and now they need to get those materials ready for their students. That's a lot of stress.
It is.
That's a lot of stress. I mean, probably most of you in here have a job. What if you had to do your job at home and at work? And so you're literally working from the crack of dawn all the way at night, and you're not getting paid for it. That's what teachers are expected to do all across the country.
They are. And Miss Morrison, I would let me interject for a second. So now I know you said elementary and middle. Now I've never worked at the elementary level. I have worked at the middle school level and the high school level. Now, there are lots of times we don't get planning periods either because of the shortage that we're now discussing. And so, yeah, prior to the pandemic, we would cover classes here and there, but the pandemic greatly exacerbated the problem. And Kay Will says for CTE teachers, those that don't know, that's career technical education, or if you're over 50 or 60, vocational classes, it's the same thing. CTE teachers are leaving to go back to the industry, double the money for the same, sometimes less stress load. And Ms. Spicy and I were talking about that earlier. People who teach electrical trades, who teach carpentry, who teach technology, all of these core, who teach plumbing, welding, they can go in industry and make a lot more money.
Way more money.
Yes, a lot.
We don't even know why y'all agree to teach. We're confused.
So yeah, Kay Will's an auto mechanics teacher, and we know if he decided I'm tired of this and he opened his own shop, okay, he's gonna be rolling in money because people's cars are always breaking down. So you know, if you look at it from that standpoint, it does make you wonder, oh my God. And then positions like drafting, which we have hard times filling. You're not bringing someone out of industry and they're making well over $100,000. That's not going to happen. And so, you know, when you start talking about some of these contributing issues, now I have some statistics here. You guys type your comments, what you think about this topic right over here in the comment section. I will read it for you. So listen to this, Miss Spicy. How you doing, Sugar Daddy? In 2022, the National Education Association, NEA, which a lot of us have been a part of, said that 48% of educators say compensation was a primary reason for leaving. But not that now wait, that's not it. Expectations is another issue. Being like Miss Morrison said, overworked, undervalued. There's still some people dealing with the pandemic burnout, increased stress, and also, since we talked about particularly CTE teachers, you know, you can, you know, get yourself in a better financial and you know, situation, a better career opportunity situation. Also, violence was a major contributing factor. And folks, like I told Miss Morrison and I, Miss Spicy and I were talking before you guys came on. When the pandemic hit, people started, you know, thinking about their lives and thinking about some of the treatment that they were receiving. Because don't get it twisted, folks. Prior to the pandemic, there were teaching jobs, but there wasn't a teacher shortage the way it has been since the pandemic. When the pandemic happened, people reassessed their lives and they're like, I'm not putting up with crap. And like I told Miss Morrison, and she's a retired educator and author, I told her if I quit my job today, I would be where she said, when did you say I'd have another job?
Yesterday.
Right. So folks, that is empowering. You know what I'm saying?
They'll come out to the car and help you out the car and take your bag. And you need to sit in a wheelchair? We'll wheel you on in here.
They just want a body with blood rushing through the veins. That's empowering. So, you know, in the past, if you've been, how you doing, Primetime? You've been in a situation where, you know, sometimes for whatever reason, principals, assistant principals want to give you a hard time. Folks, we're in a position now, we don't have to take that crap. Those days are gone, okay? I told Miss Spicy, every year, Wake County has offered me a job for the past 2 or 3 summers. And I just, the distance was just, I'm like, I don't want to drive that far.
Right.
But I'm just saying, I have noticed Wake County, surrounding counties, they are begging I had a
Man.
principal that offered me a job in Wake County a couple of summers ago. I felt so bad. I felt like a rotten individual because she kept blowing up my phone. She was like, "We really need." It was a middle school, and I was like, "Well, let me think," because I was thinking between that and another position. She's like, "Well, I hope you choose that." I mean, she would not stop calling me, and then when I finally had to call her and tell her that I was not going to accept the job, she was like devastated, and you could just hear a long pause. I mean, I felt terrible, but I'm just saying.
I wouldn't have.
Oh, okay. People in the comment section, get on to Miss Spicy. You see what she said?
I
But
wouldn't feel bad at all.
and abused for so long, and now they're in dire need, and I love it. So when you talk about administration, now again, for whatever reason, sometimes you have a principal, assistant principals that give you a hard time. You don't have to put up with that crap anymore. You do not. And so just think about that. The national average salary, folks, for a public school teacher is $63,500. Now, of course, it depends on where you live geographically, right? The average starting salary is $40,000. Now, if depending on where you went to college, if you were here when Miss Spicy was talking about, check your financial situation. And then decide where you're going to go. Duke University is no better than NCCU or Winston-Salem State University or Fayetteville State University. You're just going to be in a lot more debt. Don't be crazy. It's not that serious, okay? And of all the loans you can get rid of, if you take your last breath, kill over, and die, those student loans go in the grave with you. They're still trying to get money. They don't disappear for nothing, okay? Just know that. And according to McKinsey and Company, and some of you may be familiar with McKinsey, they do a lot of research. They're a global management consulting firm. Nearly a third of U.S. educators are thinking of leaving their jobs, okay? So, and over the past decade, since 2020, that's on the highest annual rate of teacher attrition. That's where teachers say, okay, I'm out, deuces. All right, so go ahead, Miss Morrison, Miss Spicy. What do you have to add to that?
Well, Reese Cup has a very good question. She says, what do you think about fast tracking teachers, and do you think it's a good idea? Well, let me ask you this question. Would you want your doctor fast track? Teaching, there's more that goes into teaching than people think. They think, oh, all you got to do is stand up there and talk.
That's what they think.
No, there's a whole lot more. There's a lot of people, there's a lot of teachers that stand up there and talk, and not one kid in the class is listening to anything they have to say.
Facts.
Teaching is an art.
It is.
I mean, it's all about who you are. And let me tell you, there's a lot of people, let's say that they were in high school and they weren't the most popular person and people picked on them. They were bullied. Some of them go into teaching. Oh, yes. Well, this is my second chance to be cool in high school. No, you're still going to be a loser. Okay. You don't change. Look, teenagers are teenagers at the end of the day. If you weren't popular then in high school, you're not going to be popular now too, because nobody changes that drastically, to be honest with you. So you're still going to get picked on. You're still going to get bullied. You're still going to be disrespected. So first of all, if you want to be a teacher, you have to make sure that you're coming in for the right reason. Okay. You have to come in for the right reason. And then, and when you come in, of course, you already know you're not going to make that much money. And so that's really why these teachers are demanding money now. They're like, look, we're being overloaded. We're not being respected by administration, by the parents or the kids. So you know what? Pay us.
Right.
They weren't asking for a lot more money before. Right. But they are now because the situation has changed.
That's right.
And so what's going to end? And she was talking about going in the industry. A lot of teachers now, and I'll talk about that too when I get to administration. A lot of teachers now hey, I can set up shop right here in my garage. I can convert my garage. This is my classroom. I'm a certified teacher. I can teach here. Because personally with me, I am certified K through 6. And then 9 through 12. comprehensive science and social studies.
Right.
So I can set my shop up right there in my kitchen and teach from there. The kid don't need to go to school. His mama can pay me personally. I can get me 10, 20 kids and rent a building and teach them myself.
Facts. And that's what a lot of people are doing. A lot of people and a lot of teachers, particularly those who aren't vested. Now I've been in it 26 years. I sort of have to finish out my career. But you think about the younger teachers with less than 4 or 5 years, and a lot of them are married with kids. They're going to the house. Then they don't have to pay child care, which is a major expense. So again, a lot of people reassess their lives after the pandemic. Golden Nova said it's almost like project management. Precision is the key. And Sugar Daddy said they would have to pay me well for all of the PTSD upon retirement. Sugar Daddy.
Yeah. Right. But even with going along with that thread, even administration, I mean, they come in, to administration, and a lot of administrators, a lot of principals don't come in with the betterment of the students on their mind. They come in with the attitude, oh, I'm going to be the boss. I want to be the boss. And I mean, and it shows. But by the way they treat the teachers, they coming out of pocket on you and all of that stuff. You're not doing that to me. No. Not. Yeah. Hey, Roland, did I let them do that to me?
No, ma'am.
No. I had kicked the student out one time, and the assistant principal came in there with the kid, acting like he was gonna bring the kid back in my room. I had my purse on my shoulder. Which one of us is staying?
Shots fired.
It's one or the other.
Yeah.
I have 254 sick days.
Oh my God, Miss Spicy.
Who left?
Who got Miss Spicy cranked up? Who did this? Who in the chat section is responsible for this? I want to know your name. But she's right. People get positions and then how you doing, Mark Holmes? I'll be on the Joe Blue Sports Report as soon as this is done. They get power trips. And I don't care that you're a principal or an assistant principal. You're not God.
And you got the same degree we have.
Okay, that part.
Yeah, that part. You got the same level. And a lot of times some of the teachers have more education than the principal. It's just that they happen to be the principal. Because the thing that they forget to understand, the administration forgets that education started out with a teacher and student dyad. Everybody else is auxiliary and ancillary. They are not needed. All you need is a teacher and a student. And if they keep doing what they're doing, that's what it's gonna end up being. It's gonna be a whole lot of teacher-student situations in the homes.
Oh my God. And here is Sugar Daddy's, you're right. Golden Nova says, starting off, you don't get any days off. Okay, facts. Sugar Daddy, I would have handed him my daily planner and left. Okay, Rhonda, so Sugar Daddy's agreeing with you.
Girl, I didn't even have a daily planner. I know my stuff. I ain't had no planner. My plan. They asked me for my lesson plans all the time. They even gave me a little green notebook to put it in. And I put the little green notebook on the shelf where they could come in and get it. It was still empty.
Oh, God.
I know how to teach.
Cheryl Mauston, how you doing, Cheryl? Cheryl says she's happily retired, and she's around our age, so she's done. She's done with it as well. Rhonda Dunlap said, I've been in it 18 years, but some little boy spit, punch, and kick me one more time. I'm out. Okay.
You have to tell about it. See those videos y'all see? Those be the substitutes having to get beat up and all that stuff. They scared they're gonna lose their little job or whatever. No, that would be me. That would be me. Oh my
God. Yeah, we can't do that. And
I mean, I would be beating the brakes off of that kid. That's what I'm talking about. You saying it would be you? No, that's not what. You went at the wrong angle. I would have beat the brakes off of him. The brakes.
Okay. Okay. Somebody stop getting Miss Spicy. You getting her wrapped up again. Cheryl. Okay. Now here's Cheryl Marston getting on your bandwagon. Before I went to jail.
That's why I had to leave. I swear, I was at Spring Lake Middle. I was about to catch some charges for real.
And I know Miss Marston, she would have caught some charges as well. So the two of you together, that's 18.
We would have been tag teaming.
Yeah. So thank God, ladies.
Like WWE back in the day.
Hey, after this year, 3 years, and I'm out. So yeah, I know Cheryl very well. She very well would have been wearing an orange jumpsuit and some flip-flops.
Mm-hmm.
People in the chat, she's as bad as Miss Spicy. She really is. Nicole says, hi y'all, the support isn't there anymore. No, the support's not there. You treat it like garbage. And as she said earlier, I don't know why when some people become principals and assistant principals, they think they're God. I don't care about your position. Ms. Morrison, as I shared with you, since I'm a 12-month employee, I already make I already have an administrator salary. The only thing I don't have is a title. And an
assistant principal only make $50 more than we do. And they gotta close the building down. Dumb.
Right. So, and that's what I'm saying. But people get on power trips. But thank God, like I said, we have so many options now. So I may have to drive a little bit further, but I don't have to take your crap. And I was talking to a friend of mine. Let me tell you, a friend of mine. And for the very first day of school, this boy walked into her classroom. We're talking about high school. And the boy came in cursing. Just F-bomb, all of that. So if you're doing that on the first day of school, first of all, you're a miserable person. And who's going to deal with that? So anyway, my friend told me that she set him right by the door because she knew she doesn't take any crap. She knew he's going to go out of here. And it was just homeroom. So he kept on mumbling throughout the homeroom period. So she heard him say, I don't want to be in here. She threw him out. She told him, okay, get your stuff and get out. Then she told me an AP comes knocking on her door asking, why is he thrown out of class? Didn't we tell you in the meeting you're not to throw students out of class? This is what she said. So then the boy wouldn't even come close to where the teacher and the assistant principal were. So then the teacher told the assistant principal, well, did he tell you he was in here? He walked in the door cursing, using the F-bomb, using all these other curse words. Then she looked over at him and said, oh, he didn't tell me that. Then she walked on back down. So professional courtesy, you need there is none.
Non-existent.
A lot of people in these principal and assistant principal roles, they don't know how to talk to people. So the things that they tell us to do as teachers, they don't do. So you're a hypocrite. You are a hypocrite. And so, that's an issue. And I'm like Miss Morrison. I'm a nice, I'm low key. I don't say much, but when administrators, I talk to you the way you talk to me.
Right.
I don't care what your position is. You're no more than I am. And like she said, I'm on the firing lines every day. You only see kids when they get in trouble. So, so stop it. You're not as important as you think you are. Cheryl said the unfortunate thing is that the parents are just as bad as the students. I can't tell you how many times parents come up there, show out, turn the office out, come up there trying to fight. And then you look at the students and you're like, okay, this is why they act the way they do. Reese Cup said she didn't bother to ask. No, Reese Cup. She listened to this student who, from what I was told, the student is doing 9th grade over again. So he's a repeater. So he did nothing. From what my friend told me, this particular young man, the previous year, walked around the halls all day, all 4 periods, with his pants hanging down, twisting his dreadlocks in his hair. And so he's doing 9th grade over again. So when I guess she saw him walking around and asked, what are you doing? And so he told him that
And see, that's what
teacher,
I'm talking about. That's these kids. They don't. I mean, you know, the old fangled kids. They just went to the bathroom and hid out. They didn't be walking around. These kids don't have any sense. These newfangled kids don't have sense that the Lord gave them.
No.
Go to the bathroom and get in a stall and stick it out until the bell rings.
Yeah,
that's like a normal skipper. I mean, seriously,
that's what they used to do. So, you know, Reese, they don't. It's something like I said. Some people get those positions and they think they're God, and you're not. And so again, and I've talked to co-workers all the time that have issues with administration, and I'm like, you know, just of course that don't use profanity, but you don't have to be talked to like a dog either. No, you don't.
Right.
And how they come at you, you know, people don't realize when you come to people in attack mode, that's what you're going to get back.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And the third reason that teachers are leaving is student behavior, just like she said. Yeah. Now, and look, I know that it's on the teacher to have good classroom management skills. And you should go into the profession at least halfway there, and you're going to develop those over time. But at the same time, parents are still responsible for sending their child to school with respect for their elders.
Say it again.
And the willingness to sit there quietly and learn.
That part.
That is very simple.
Yeah.
I know I did for my kids. They said what I told my kids, number one, the teacher is always right. Number two, if you don't feel like the teacher's right, call me and let me know what's up. Right. And then let me handle it. And number three, if all else fails, the teacher's always right.
Right.
Until further notice. But the thing about it is, you have to your child has to have a yearning to learn, and that's developed as a baby. Okay, that's developed as a baby. This is the problem that we have as high school teachers. Their kid is about to go into the 11th grade. Their GPA starts with a 1. Their parents now see, oh, my child is not going to college. No, boo, they're not. But you already knew this. Okay. They'll be lucky to make it to 12th grade and without having to go to some sort of summer school or take extra classes or something. We try to tell you, I'm sure they try to tell you down in elementary school and then in middle school, and he was turning it out. You coming down to the school, turning it out, didn't help you one bit. It might have made you feel good.
Yeah, that's it.
You might have thought you looked cute.
Right.
But you didn't. And you didn't help your child, because guess what? Now the teachers ain't even gonna call you when something is up. They're not gonna call you if your child is having problems and this, that, and the third. Right. Because they don't want to talk to you anymore. What they want to do is push your child out. So therefore, your child is either going to be pushed out, and shoved through the system, and not learn anything. And so they automatically are going to be ineligible for college, for any university.
And they'll be
they're not even going to be able to handle community college probably. And then the second thing is that they're going to end up living with you. Why would you want to raise a child? Why would you want to have a child, raise them to be stupid, knowing that they're going to end up living with you until you die? Eating up your food, stinking up your house. That's just dumb. You raise your kids to respect authority, and especially in the school system.
That's it.
And come down to the school talking some sense to the administrators and the teachers so that you can serve your child well. You are not serving your child well by coming to the school and turning it out. You're looking stupid, and you're disappointed. You're an embarrassment to your whole family, including your children.
I'm glad she said that, because they do that, and we in my
and they look stupid.
It really
does, especially when I get done with them.
Because
they think because the principal is in the office, I'm just gonna sit there and take it. But when I stand up and walk out and look at them like this as I'm walking out, and they accomplish 0, that's another story.
That's another story. Oh my goodness. But she's telling the truth. I mean, and we've all been verbally attacked by parents. And it's just ridiculous. And you know, I hold it together. Now people in the comment section, I hold it together, but you know Miss Spicy, she's a mess. You already know that.
That's why she got me on here.
I can't do anything with Miss Spicy. You know how she rolls. But give you a few more statistics, guys. We missed some of the comments. Hold on. This is what I wanted to share with you, Miss Spicy. Golden Nova said until they hear what their child has done, they think they know everything. Yeah. So Reese Cup, I'm assuming, teaches college students, because she says I deal with college students and they don't change. So I guess she teaches at some college.
I've taught at Fayetteville Technical Community College and CCC, Central Carolina Community College. Yeah. They got issues too. Every age. I've taught every age, including including babies.
Oh, wow.
Every single age got something.
Oh yeah.
It's just a matter of what you are willing to deal with. But they all got something. When I was teaching college, I handed out the syllabus the first day, went over it, read it, told them exactly what the paper had to be. It had to be typed, 12 font, double space, and in APA format. This woman came in with a stack of handwritten paper, slapped it on my desk, and thought I was gonna take it. And she went and sat down, and I was right behind her with her paper and slapped it back on her desk, and she gave her that
not the O. Rhonda says, yes, these parents are something else. Cheryl Marston, I can attest to this, and you can too. I'm going to read this, Spicy. We've had previous administrators at the high school that I retired from that. And I've talked to Cheryl, and that she got out of it. They were downright bullies to the teachers. Well, Cheryl, since you're retired, we don't have to deal with administrators who are bullies anymore. We just go elsewhere. Even if you have to drive further, again, your peace of mind and serenity, that's everything. Golden Nova said a plan. When they get out of school, they will lead them in the street. Right. It's going to lead them. They're going to be nowhere. Then she said, them children know better than they are the main responsible person for their own life. That's right. Parents should have done so early in the years to have discipline. Yeah, that's early. JoJo, I was taught to respect my teachers, and that was extremely important and valuable to my future. Right. K Will, I think K Will had a statement. Did I read his statement? Teachers have to pay to teach. We have some great first-year teachers having to pay $8,000 for a license to teach. It's required to teach. And I think what K Will is referencing is the BT program, where, they'll give you a teaching job, but then you have all these courses you have to take. And then you have to take depending on what you're teaching, you may have to take more than one praxis. I think that's what he's referencing.
You talking about something like lateral entry?
The lateral entry program.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's what that's all. Yeah, Cheryl said crazy. K Will said not my child. Gina said not raise them to be stupid. So most attrition was attributed to teachers just quitting, walking away. 64% of separations, that's when teachers just leave the profession.
I went out on disability, my neck, my back.
Hey, those of you who were around partying in the 90s, you remember that song, My Neck, My Back? Tell me in the comment section if you remember. That was a song. I know you know.
Look, they tried to give me a crazy check, but I ran away.
Shots fired again. Gina gets it. Gina remembers that song. Reese, do you remember that song? My neck, my back. Oh my God. I can't.
I couldn't say one more day. I swear I had to get out of there. It was have y'all ever had a job when you get up in the morning and you just like, dang, I'm awake. The Lord didn't take me in the night. I gotta go to work. Boo!
Shots fired again. Reese Cup remembers My Neck, My Back. JoJo remembers it. Golden Nova, my neck, my back. I can't. I cannot. Give you a couple more statistics before I crack my side dealing with Miss Spicy. Hiring of teachers increased just 38% from 2020 to 2022. 61% of school administrators said they've had difficulties hiring personnel. Well, good. That's your fault for the years and years of abuse. Teacher departure affects. This the only sad part. The saddest part about this, folks, is that the low income people who, financially, and people of color, they struggle because there is no equity in education. Okay, depending on where you live. Again, I don't know how it is in every state. North Carolina, they pay a supplement. The poor counties, some of the poor counties don't even have a supplement. Now you go to Wake County, Gifford County, Winston-Salem, Forsyth County, Chapel Hill, Orange County.
Yeah.
The large counties have the big supplements. Well, where do you think the best teachers are going? Charlotte, Mecklenburg. Where do you think the best teachers are going? And you can't blame them. A lot of them have families, so it's the same old. The underserved and the underprivileged children, they suffer the most, but they created this mess, not us. Okay, so I got to read this. So Cheryl says, my nephew was a teacher and a couple of years ago walked out in the middle of class and went straight on walking out the front door. He quit on the spot. Cheryl, section. What happened?
I got a better one.
Uh-oh.
My cousin-in-law got a job as a third grade teacher, and she went out the back door, didn't tell nobody.
What happened?
From across the hall went in there and said, where did y'all teacher go? And they said she left. This was the first day of school now. And she left and didn't even tell nobody, just left the kids by themselves.
Hey, Miss Austin, I think you were there at our school. I remember a time, because we have problems getting subs too, and this was a good sub. She'd been coming for years. They put her in this class with baby kids, with a rough crowd. Honey, she grabbed her pocketbook, walked down to the front office, and said, "Deuces, I don't know, I'm out of here. So you better get somebody up there in that classroom." So I've seen it. I've been there. They hired teachers, and some of them, and this happened years ago too. They hired a teacher. First day, gave him his classroom key. He was there the whole day. They haven't seen or heard from that young man again. Never even brought the keys.
Look, we put up posters and everything. We couldn't find him.
Last time I saw him, they had a picture of him on a milk carton. I can't with you.
Let me tell you something. Teaching is not for the faint of heart. That's why when you get good teachers, you got to take care of them. And these administrators are finding out why. So all they had to do was do what they were supposed to do, support their teachers, and they wouldn't be in the state that they are right now.
But they don't get it. They don't get it.
That's the main complaint. I had, you assistant principals calling me downstairs because a parent of a 17-year-old says, well, Miss Morrison said duh to my child and she was devastated. I'm like, really? Devastated? She really used that word. I said, is she going to a black college? Or she going to be committing suicide before the end of the first semester? If duh devastated her.
Facts.
And by the way, I don't have time for this. I have to go and do my work. Bye. Bye.
JoJo said, heck, I also had a flashback to, okay, JoJo was dancing to my neck, my back in the club back in the night.
There you go.
JoJo gets it.
And somebody mentioned military. Let me tell you something. There was a time once you signed on the dotted line to the military, that was it.
That was
now
it.
These kids,
they
in basic training, they calling their mama at the payphone if they still got payphones, because they calling their mama and they letting them pick, and they letting their mama come and get them too. Those drill sergeants are letting them go because don't nobody want no crybaby in battle with them. These kids are weak. And I wonder,
they say, you hurt my feelings.
Exactly. Oh my God. Okay. So, and you know what? When you get captured by Al Qaeda, they gonna hurt your feelings too. But Dr. Phil said that there's two types of emotional abuse. The first one is neglect, and the second one is overindulgence. Neglect. The kids who are neglected, their survival skills kick in, and then therefore their coping mechanisms kick in. Kids who are overindulged they don't develop self-esteem, they do not develop coping skills, and when they're left on their own out there, they crash and burn. Those are the ones, y'all see it, the stars of the kids of stars. They all crazy and doped up and end up overdosing on something or killing themselves. And you think they have everything. Why would they do that? Because they have everything.
And then no coping skills whatsoever.
None. So they commit suicide. So if you think, and I know as parents, I had a rough upbringing and I want to give my kids what I didn't have and all that stuff. Well, you know what? I had my kids young and I was poor. And I made sure they were poor too.
Right.
Everybody gonna struggle. We all on this struggle bus. And you know what? And it has panned out because that made them workers.
Right.
And they went to school and they know that education was a way to have what they wanted. And so that's what they did. They were on their education.
Right.
And now both of them got college degrees. They out my house because they already knew 18, you out. And they ain't been back.
Baby, go ahead now. So look at Gina. Let me see, where do I go? Jojo. Okay, Reese Cup. The kids wouldn't do good in the military. You have to be right. They can't follow instructions. Golden Nova, Reese Cup. Military. Give them the first 6 months or they will get the boot. Good. Rochelle. We had one to leave at lunch, never to be seen again. Rochelle. Now, Rochelle's taught for like 31, 32 years. So she's seen some stuff too. Reese Cup said, and crybabies, they are. Gina said, Joe, me too. Kids showed up with my neck, my back. Oh, yeah. Rhonda said, no, not put up posters. Yeah, we still looking for some of these people that taught for one day and just disappeared off the face of the planet. We're still looking for them.
Look, they were like, nope.
That part. Golden said their platoon sergeant going to get them straight real quick. Janice says at least the teacher stayed all day. We had a teacher that I just read that one. Cheryl said, and then to top it all off, they want to be called they, them. I'm too old to be I can't think of all them pronouns. Right. Whatever your first name is, that's what I'm calling.
I had forgot what a pronoun was. I learned that in the 5th grade.
And then Reese said, thank you for joining the live. Thank you so much, Reese. So again, folks, we don't make this stuff up. We're just trying to let you know. And as we've said in some prior videos, we're America. We're not even. We still, I don't even know if we're top 10.
We're not. We're not.
Yeah, right.
We had a young lady from Thailand. Now Thailand is supposed to be way below the economic level that we are.
Yep.
This girl came in and probably Miss Mostyn remembers this. Her name was G. They put her in Algebra 1 because that was the grade she was in. She had to take Algebra 1 because it's a requirement.
Right.
She thought that the school was insulting her and burst into tears when she got into class and found out what kind of work they were doing. She was so far ahead. It was an insult to do the work. This girl she was in my class. This girl spoke no English at all and came in and started doing because my work, it was physics and it was math based. She started doing my work away. By the time I passed out all the papers, she was already done with her assignment and was putting it on my desk.
You're going to love, oh my God, that's interesting. You're going to love this. Being Heard Media. My niece tried to teach, got attacked by an 11-year-old, had to file a police report. She works as a counselor now for adults in rehab. Forget them kids.
Yeah, we say effing kids all the time. That was a nice way to put it. I know what you really said, and I agree.
Oh, yeah, she said forget, but we know what she really thinking.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, my God.
That's my mantra.
Right. Oh, yeah, I know your mantra well. But being hurt media, that's not an isolated incident. That's more the norm, okay? And again, people are not taking it. And guess what? I'm so glad that we've come to this day in public education. And folks, I'm just going to be real with you. This model public school education, it's not sustainable. It's going to be dead in 10, 15 years. You're going to
take that long.
Yeah,
it's going to take that long. It's going to be just like the prison system. The
Yeah.
prison system was privatized, and the corporations took it over. And
Right.
and education is gonna you know what? And they're gonna find a way. Somebody's gonna find a way for corporations to take over education too, because
Yeah.
this is not working.
It's not working.
It's
a joke. It's a joke. And all principals care about are, the graduation rates.
And if you are an administrator, and I want to say this finally, if you are an administrator who have encouraged or yourself changed grades, that is called grade tampering. There are people years ago who lost their career over it, and now you do it on a regular basis, and you ought to be ashamed of yourself.
They do, because it's all about appearances.
Exactly.
Just like all my years of teaching, I can't tell you how many kids should not have walked across that stage, and when I'm at graduations, I'm looking and they're jumping up and down. I just turn in disgust. Yeah. I turn around because I know they didn't do the coursework. But what's it all about? Every high school's graduation rate, that's part of the school report card and all that. And that's what parents look at when they move into an area.
Yep.
They want that graduation rate. And then anytime I hear school districts bragging about, or high schools bragging about graduation rates, I just drop my head.
They're lying.
You
know what? And because I'm gonna tell you, I've had a principal actually I gave a child a grade, the grade he earned, and I had a principal actually change the grade behind my back.
Yep, they will,
because to please the mayor.
Yeah,
because it was the mayor's great grandchild.
Right.
But nothing. But I'm supposed to do everything by the buck.
Yeah, but then they go behind and do what they want to do.
What they say.
Reese says, and penalizing the teacher for the lack of work ethic of the student. That's excellent point.
Excellent. I applaud you on that one. High five, girl.
So again, shots fired. The truth will set us free, guys. So again, you have to get involved in your child's education. This educational system is a joke. Those of us who are in it, we know it. We got to show this. Cheryl said that's why we have so many dumb adults.
Exactly.
Because they didn't learn anything in high school.
But
they're just pushed through. They're pushed through so that the school's graduation rate looks well. We don't want to be less than Jack Britt. Oh, God forbid.
Yeah. Like that count. Jack Britt cheated too. They used to there's 2 days of testing. They used to take the kids that are, let's just say, less academic, and tell them to stay home or take them in the auditorium to watch a movie. And they would test, because they only count the first day test scores, not the second.
Okay.
I got a lowdown on that.
Miss Spicy is giving you good knowledge here, parents and folks. She's giving you good knowledge here, and sadly and unfortunately, it's all true. And so these are, like I said, you have to get involved with your child's education. Yes, sometimes quiz them. You see them bringing home all these A's, take them to the side and ask them some questions about the content and see if they know it.
Especially, do that before you come down to the school and make a fool of yourself, because that's what you're doing. and turning it out, why don't you ask your kids some questions? Give them a few math problems. Let them read you a paragraph out of a magazine before you come down acting silly. Because you know what? You might just be surprised at what your kids do not know.
Okay, right. And thank you, Janice. Janice McIntyre just gave us an excellent stat. The U.S., hold on, let me find it.
Ranked 30th in math and science.
Ranked 30th in math and science.
Yeah, there's a lot of third world countries in that 30.
Oh yeah.
They literally sitting on a floor with doing their math in sand and dirt with a stick.
And smarter than America.
Our kids got calculators and still can't do the math. Oh my God. If you know a third grader and they don't know their multiplication table yet, teach them their multiplication table. We ain't got time to teach them kids in school. They need to know that, because that's going to be the foundation for the rest of their math. If they're trying to do calculus, they don't have time to get their multiplication table out.
They really don't.
And figure out what 3 times 6 is. So they need to learn that and get it all up in their spirit in the 3rd grade. Reese
said the parents can't do the math either. Golden Nova said, who's fooling the fool? Good question. She's asking for a friend. Reese said smarter because they prioritize education. Yeah.
They do, because they're trying to get here. They're trying to get to America so that they can be your kid's boss.
And that's what happens. And then we're over here that were born in this country getting our feelings because people who came from another country have excelled, and we're still stuck there in the same position for 20 years. That's your fault.
That's your fault.
So who's, like, as Golden Nova said, who's fooling the fool? So yeah, you have your little high school diploma. You can't string together 2 sentences. You can't add or multiply or divide. So a lot of good that's going to do you. You have no skills. Hey,
none.
I don't make this stuff up. I wish I did.
It's sad.
I try to be as transparent as I can. Me still working in the school system, I can't be quite as candid as Miss Spicy can. But folks, listen to what she's saying. She is not making this stuff up. It's all sadly and unfortunately true.
Yeah.
And so, Cheryl said, and also let your kids show you their apps on their phone so that you can see they have a math app that solves all the math problems for them. They're not learning anything. That's an excellent point, Cheryl. Yeah, they're not. If you guys are familiar with artificial, we need to do a show on that. Artificial intelligence, it's called AI. And I'm not talking about the basketball player. Yeah. AI is real. Now, anytime now you type something into Google to search, it pops up. It says, I can generate more for you. Yeah. They're not learning anything. They type, if you give them work to do, they type it into Google. AI does it all. All they do is just transfer it.
Put them at the kitchen table, give them a piece of paper and a pencil, and give them a problem.
And see if they can do it. Okay, that's right, Reese. It's called Chat GPT.
Yeah,
Chat GPT. We learned about that in a faculty meeting during the teacher work days. So
in colleges, and if somebody does they did something on 60 Minutes where they had a Harvard English professor who basically half of the students did their own papers and the other half did it through Chat GPT.
Yeah.
And less than half, he predicted he got less than half correct in determining whether it was AI or whether the student did it.
You can't tell. You cannot tell. So again, as Cheryl said, they're getting dumber and dumber because they don't have to learn everything. All they have to do is type it in Google. They don't have to do math. They don't have to write paragraphs. Those of you that don't know what we're talking about, when this live ends, type in Chat GPT.
Yeah.
I even tried it the first time the other day. I said, type a high school letter of reference. It had 3 beautiful. I just wanted to see how it worked. You don't have to do anything. So you can be the biggest dummy. Google and Chat GPT and the math apps and science apps, they do everything for you. You don't have to learn.
Yeah, everybody needs to watch this movie called Idiocracy. It has Adam Sandler in it. and that's where we're headed. And it also has Terry Crews. It's called Idiocracy.
Right.
It is funny, but it's also sad, and it's pretty close to being true in the future.
Tazzy Tay, what's up, Miss Barnes? So again, do you guys know what we're talking about in reference to the AI, artificial intelligence? I'm not talking about basketball AI. Golden Nova says
nobody else is talking about him either.
Woo! So she's got a point there. Golden Nova said the 1%ers get what they want. A dumber workforce. And that thank you so much, Gina. She's absolutely right.
But the workforce of America is not, I mean, we're not producing anything. There are no factories. We're actually all white collar for the most part. So we can't be dumb. We can't. How are we going to survive if we have dumb people in the office? Although it's true, my daughter's a marketing exec, and she said there are a lot of dumb people in the office, and that's really sad.
That's bad. That's just where we're going. So, guys, we're not trying to be Debbie Downers, but we're just giving you facts. And they're, like I said, it's getting worse because you don't have to think. If you have fingers or whatever, and you can type on a keyboard, on a computer, on a laptop, on a phone, everything is done for you. Everything. And as time goes by, I'm seeing more and more. It shocked me a few years ago. I found out students cannot tell time if it's not digital, because I have a regular two-handed
analog
clock on my classroom. They don't have a clue how to tell time, and I was shocked. I was like, oh my, thinking to myself, oh my God,
they don't know.
So you know what I tell my students? I say, yeah, you may run circles around us, meaning the older people, when it comes to technology, but honey, we can run circles around you when it comes to being smart.
Exactly.
All you know is tech to use themselves.
Oh, but they don't even know tech. They just know social media. That's different.
Social media.
If you ask them, because I've asked them to look up scientific topics on Google, they can't even do that. And that's high schoolers, middle schoolers, and elementary, because I've taught all three. They cannot research a specific topic with proficiency on Google. So they're not good at technology. They're good at social media. That's two different things.
Yeah, big difference. I'm glad you made that distinction. Reese said, Golden Nova said they're in Congress and said, oh yeah, we got a lot of dummies in Congress and Senate too. Reese said dummies all over because of connections, not because they work to get. That's a good point, Reese. Because of who they knew. They're not smarter than you and me, but they knew somebody that we didn't know. Very good. Cheryl said we need to meet for lunch one day, ladies.
We do, girl. Let me know.
Yeah. Reese said my cousin said she tried to deposit a check and the teller told her she couldn't read it. Oh.
Because she wrote in cursive. They can't read in cursive. Listen, y'all, if y'all kids can't and your grandkids can't write or read in cursive, that's y'all fault. I'm just letting you know now. That is piss poor stupid. Teach your kids how to read and write in cursive. They can't even read the Constitution. They don't even know what their rights are.
It is sad, ladies.
That's why they go to jail and get into the police station and do the 48-hour thing, put their arms in their t-shirt, and then tell all about what Pookie did.
What did Pookie and Ray Ray?
Pookie did it. I ain't do it. Pookie did it. Well, what's Pookie's name? I don't know. He's just Pookie. I don't know.
I can't anymore. Oh, wow. I have thoroughly enjoyed this conversation. Chat, people in the chat section, tell me what other educational topics you would like for us to talk to you about. We really enjoyed this because, like I said, people need to know. I try to be as transparent as I can be. Miss Spicy can be more transparent because she's a retired teacher. Now, when I retire, then I can give you the full load.
Matter of fact, not gonna be as fun as me though.
No, I can't touch Miss Spicy. Facts, I can't. But I'm thinking about when I retire, I'm really seriously thinking about writing a book. Now, those of you that don't know, Miss Morrison, she's already an author. And so that's what I aspire to do once I retire, because people need to know the truth about public education. It's not what it's all cracked up to be, folks. And honestly,
nowhere near.
No, if I had a child, I would definitely have them in a private school. That's just, I would, or homeschool. They wouldn't be in a public school. They just wouldn't.
I disagree with that. That's another show, though.
That's another show.
Because private school get the teachers that couldn't get a job in public school.
They get to,
that's even worse.
Shots fired again.
Yeah.
Cheryl said they should say, wait a minute. We're Golden Nova, when the internet goes down. When the internet goes down, they shut Walmart, Food Lion. If the computers go down, the internet goes down, they can't do anything. They shut it down. Cheryl said they don't know their address either. Oh,
they don't. Because they said that. I think, she said they don't know their address. And that, and y'all think she's joking. I give them a every year. First day I would give them an information sheet, and and there's a line for the address. They don't know their address. They don't even know how to form an address, write an address correctly on the line.
Oh,
one guy just put Linden Oaks.
Oh, no.
What is that? Where's what do you mean? Well, that's where I live. I live in Linden Oaks. Linden Oaks, for those who don't know, is just it's a subdivision
for military families.
Reese,
no, okay, you spicy. Reese, I'm putting this on her. Reese said y'all acting up today. Golden Nova said, or how to mail a letter. Yeah, I found out. I had to actually. Well, this was not for a student, but a young man that's in his 30s. He needed to mail a bill off, and he didn't know how to fill out the envelope. I was like, get the heck out of here. I had to write on it. I had to put the stamp on it. Okay. I can't.
It's pitiful.
Yeah.
What are y'all doing? Oh my God.
Kay said, so true. Reese said, I believe it. Golden Nova said, stop it. Gina said, this is a shame, and it really is. So guys, stop it. The millennials. You know how to get on social media, but that's about all you know how to do. So China I don't know, and maybe in our lifetime, China will have us, and they already own us.
They got all our dances down from TikTok, so they already know how to dance like us. And all our recipes. Yes.
I can't. Gina, make her stop. Please make her stop. I beg.
What else are they getting from TikTok? I don't understand what the big deal is about China seeing TikTok. What else are they getting?
Gina, where's Gina? Maybe Gina can stop you. I can't do anything with her today. This is just out of control. This is totally out of control. I can't. I begged her before we came on to behave. She will not do it. So, they're buying all the land. You're right. So, guys, I have thoroughly enjoyed. Gina's just laughing. She's not even asking you to stop. She knows there's no help. They just know how to complain. Sorry, not sorry. Reese that's all they do is complain. I don't want to hear it. I told them. You have everything. Rhonda's laughing. No one's trying to stop Miss Spicy. I'm on my own. I can't stop it. I can't with this. JoJo's, everyone's laughing. If you guys enjoyed this, live today, let me see some fire emojis. I hope it was lit because I know I thoroughly enjoyed it. I enjoyed it, but I also hope that it was informative, and I hope it will help you. Again, if you have children or grandchildren, or if you just have family members who have children that are in school, thank you so much. They're typing in the fire emojis. You guys, how you doing, Shakita? You guys don't know.
China's like the unwanted girlfriend. They moving in a little at a time, moving their stuff in.
More shots fired. Oh my God. Guys, please hit that like button. The more you pound that like button, the more YouTube will share this video out. And you guys really did a good job. That video from last Sunday is well over 3,000. So the more you hit that like button, the more YouTube will share it. And you just don't know how much we appreciate you spending your very valuable time here at the Roland's Reviews YouTube channel. We'll be back next week. Janice says letter writing is not taught in the elementary grades, teaching to the test now. We've been teaching the test since No Child Left Behind, and see that's not working.
And they still a whole bunch of them left behind.
Every year, baby. Thank you guys for the fire emojis. I hope you enjoyed it. I don't take you spending your time here at the Roland's Reviews YouTube channel for granted, because you could be anywhere. You chose to be here. I appreciate that. We'll be back again here next Sunday, 4:00 p.m. And have a safe week. And we'll see you next Sunday, same time.
Bye.